11th Science, Chapter number 2, Atomic Structure, Part 2, Discoveries leading to Bohr's model of atom. Hello students, I am Madhusena, your chemistry teacher. Watch my YouTube videos, like and subscribe it for further clarifications. The dual behavior of electromagnetic radiation posed a dilemma for scientists. Visible light is a small portion of electromagnetic radiation. Light possesses both particle and wave-like properties. On one hand, it could explain satisfactorily the blackbody radiation and photoelectric effect which confirmed its particle-like nature. Wave-like properties are exhibited when it propagates. Spectrum is formed when a white light passes through the prism and splits into a series of colored bands. Spectrum is of two types. The spectrum which consists of all the wavelengths is called continuous spectrum. A spectrum in which only a specific wavelength are present is known as line spectrum. It has bright lines separated with dark spaces between them. Electromagnetic spectrum is a continuous spectrum. It consists of a range of electromagnetic radiation arranged in the order of increasing wavelength or decreasing frequencies. Only a small portion of electromagnetic radiation is visible to our eyes. When electromagnetic radiation interacts with matter, atoms and molecules, may absorb energy and reach to a higher energy state. In the higher energy state, they are unstable and return back to their normal lower energy state by emitting the radiation in various regions of electromagnetic spectrum. The electromagnetic spectrum is of two types. Emission spectrum. The spectrum of radiation emitted by the substance that has absorbed energy is called emission spectrum. Atoms, molecules or ions that have absorbed radiation are said to be in excited state. To produce an emission spectrum, energy is supplied to the sample by heating it or irritating it. An absorption spectrum is just like a photographic negative of an emission spectrum. A continuous radiation is passed through the sample which absorbs radiation of certain wavelengths. The missing wavelength which corresponds to the radiation absorbed by the matter leaves dark spaces in the bright continuous spectrum. The study of emission or absorption spectra is referred to as spectroscopy. The emission spectra is of great interest in the study of electronic structure. Each element has a unique line emission spectrum. The characteristic lines in the atomic spectra can be used in chemical analysis to identify the unknown atoms in the same way as fingerprints are used to identify the people. When hydrogen gas at low pressure is taken in the discharge tube, and the light emitted on passing electric discharge is examined with a spectroscope, the spectrum obtained is called emission spectrum of hydrogen. It is found to consist a large number of lines which are named by their discoverers. It consists of radiations of various frequencies. Niels Bohr was the first to explain quantitatively the general features of hydrogen atom structure and its spectrum. His model for hydrogen atom is based on following postulate. An electron can move around the nucleus in a fixed circular path and has fixed energy. These paths are called orbits or energy levels. As long as electron remains in a particular orbit, it does not lose or gain energy and its energy remains constant. When transition occurs between two stationary states that differ in energy, the frequency of radiation absorbed or emitted can be calculated. An electron can move only in those orbits for which its angular momentum is an integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. The transition of electrons in hydrogen atom can be shown by various series named after their discoverers like Lyman series, Balmer series, Paschen series, Brackett series, and Pfund series. The most important property associated with the electron in the stationary state is given by the expression called Rydberg's expression. Let's understand Bohr's model in a simple way by the upcoming video.
There were a number of scientists who were working on the structure of atom. Rutherford was one of them, and his model was the closest model to the Bohr model of atom. In fact, Niels Bohr had helped to overcome the problem in the Rutherford's model of an atom. The Rutherford's model of an atom had a major drawback, that it could not explain the stability. It showed that electrons in an atom revolve around a positively charged center called nucleus. However, later on, it was found that any particle in a circular motion would undergo acceleration and thus would lose energy. So, the electron would take a spiral path and would finally fall into the nucleus and the atom would collapse. But this does not take place in reality. Bohr said that electrons do revolve around the nucleus, but their energy remains fixed. He explained that the energy of electrons remains fixed because they are restricted to some fixed orbits. Each of these orbits is at a fixed distance from the nucleus and is associated with a fixed amount of energy. These orbits with fixed energy are known as discrete orbits or energy levels. These energy levels are represented by the letters K, L, M, N or the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 starting from the center. So, the final model of Niels Bohr was similar to the Rutherford's model of an atom, which states that an atom consists of a positively charged center around which the electrons revolve. The only difference was that in the Bohr model, electrons revolve around a nucleus in fixed orbits with fixed energy. For his work on structure of atom, he got a Nobel Prize in 1922. Let's recap. Bohr model of atom suggested that an atom consists of a positively charged nucleus and electrons revolve around it in special orbits called discrete orbits or energy levels. The energy of these discrete orbits remains fixed. These energy levels are represented by 1, 2, 3, 4 or K, L, M, N starting from the center. Bohr got the Nobel Prize for his work in 1922.
Bohr's model of hydrogen atom was no doubt an improved nuclear model but could not account for the following points. He failed to explain the finer details of hydrogen spectrum and was unable to explain the spectrum of atoms containing more than one electron. He was unable to explain the splitting of spectral lines in presence of magnetic field called Zeeman effect or an electric field called Stark effect. It could not explain the ability of atoms to form molecules by chemical bonds. Here are some of the important formulas used by Bohr.